G'day guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we've got a special video here for you. It's something a bit different. It's the Ninjago City Plaza, and this is pretty much the result of 3 weeks work, about 3 hours a night, even though it doesn't look like it. A lot of planning went into it, so I thought I'd just give you a bit of a look here at everything that's gone on so far, and if you're interested, at the end I've actually got every step of the process of creating this, so pretty much not instructions, it's all the mistakes that I made, all the decisions that I changed along the way. And if you're interested in that kind of thing, yeah, that's at the end of the video. But first up, you can see this is an extension for the Ninjago Prime Empire City, and that extension, and this one's on a 48 by 48 base plate, and it connects up via Technic pins, much like the other sets. And some of you might recall that I made a video about my next mock a few weeks ago, and this is just one of those situations where I just wasn't into it. I didn't feel like building it, and then I got this idea, and it just, you got to build what you want to build, like what your heart's telling you to build and what you're enjoying. So you can't sort of force yourself to make something that's not as cool as what you want to be doing. So that's a lesson. Just build what you want to build, and don't build when you don't feel like it, because more often than not, it'll probably come out crap. So uh, as you can see here, I've got a few different things I'll just take off just to show you how this is all sort of going together, give you a bit of a clearer look. And this is one of those ideas that I had for a while, just wasn't sure how it was going to go together. So the main idea at the start was to have these archways along the water level, and just to see what I could really do with that. So it's almost like a sewer, sort of a lock type thing. As you can see, the middle section's open, and you can see straight through to the back there. And there's also a sort of grate on top that you can walk over, and you can see the water underneath. So I had a few different variations of that, but I'm pretty much leaning towards this one here. And if we go over to this side here, you can see this is a Prime Empire side, so a little bit of a sort of a few little details there just to call back to the Prime Empire. But really excited how this has gone. I wanted to try some new techniques with the water and some water effects, and it has some different angles on there as well. As you guys know, if you've seen the Ninjago City Gardens, there's some different techniques on there that we haven't sort of seen before in the Ninjago City sets. So I really wanted to try to incorporate some of them and expand on that, and just sort of take it to another sort of level if I could. As you can see, there's a lot of the little green 1x1s underneath the water, and also some sort of some bigger ones as well. The main thing was this: when I found these like pyramid 1x1 trans blue pieces, there was also the cheese wedge shapes. I was trying them as well. It just didn't look good. It was like right angles on water. It just doesn't look good. But this, it just, especially in the light, it really sort of picks up a bit of a gleam to it. So you get this sort of sparkly effect across the water, and with the placing of the plating underneath, you get a lot of depth, and it looks pretty cool. So this main thing on the front there, that may change, but that was an idea to have coming up from the center part as well. So that might be like a little eating section on the water or something like that. And I just wanted to have a lot of plant life underneath and around that. So as you can see, there's a lot of plants in there, and I thought there was a lot of those pyramid pieces as well, but I've pretty much kept it fairly light with that. I've just ordered another couple of hundred as well, so I really want to redo a lot of things with that if I can. So you can see there some of the angles that I've used, some different ideas, and just to give you the fast forward of how it all worked out. Yeah, it was a bit of an effort to get it all to fit together and not have gaps and things like that. And as you can see underneath there, just a bit of a preview of how that sort of went together. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on to make this look as seamless as possible. And this right side there, it's pretty much a mirror with tan compared to olive that's on the other side. But just to show you some closer details there in the front, a lot of those sort of little plant pieces underneath the water, and then on top, so we can attach things into there if we want, and also just have that effect underneath. Also, the bigger sort of the three prongs of the leaf, I don't know what to call them, but yeah, they don't fit too well with the plates underneath, so that creates a kind of a ripple of the water, so they don't lay down too straight. But again, it's just a different effect. So on this left side there, we've included a lot more olive and tan than on the other side, just to fit into the Prime Empire section. And so again, this thing here, it's going to be quite a tall building. As you can see, the walkway is going to go straight across there in a 48 by 48 stud length. And I've got some ideas for, this will be on the edge of the city, so one side won't be seen as much, but it's still going to be detailed as much as I can do it. Now, one thing I've wanted to do ever since I got the set, the Shrimp Shack Attack, was to put that in the city somewhere, and I've had a lot of comments from people saying that I should put it in, and that was always the plan until I've actually, every time I go to do it, I think it's just not right because it's a complete official set, so I don't want to put an official set in one of my mocks. So, but just to give you a good, it's a good size to what's going to be going on here. So that walkway will continue across and go over the roof of that building there. There's also going to be a tree coming out from the end, because I've been wanting to put a tree in for ages. I was actually going to copy the bonsai tree and put that in there, but again, I don't want official sets in. So the idea was I've got the instructions there, and I'm just going to see what I can come up with myself. So it's not exactly the same, but yeah, I'm thinking about like a restaurant or a tea house, something like that, so we can have the little outside area going out onto the water. If I don't like that, I'll have to just dig up all that water in all those plates as well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking like a restaurant or a tea house or something like that. Maybe a post office. I don't know. If you've got any ideas, let me know. As far as the rest there, I've got a good idea of the look of the building. I'm not sure what the functions of the buildings will be, but you can see on one side it's a little bit of a bigger section than the other. Got a little sort of a small winding step there, so that's going to have a little bit of an angled doorway. It's taken a long time to decide that center sort of mesh piece. As you can see there at my original, it's a bit of a mess there. That was pretty much the rough draft, just to give me all the spacings I need for that foundation. But yeah, it has changed quite a bit, but the ideas pretty much stayed the same. So I guess if you're still watching this, there's probably not many of you, but if you are, you're interested in how this thing went together. So I've included all the photos of each step as I did this. It was something really different that I'd never done before. I just thought I'm going to take photos of everything I do, even the stuff that I decide to change, and I'm going to include it all just so you can see how this thing turned into what it was, and just to show you how important it is to keep going at something until you get to what you see in your head. So that's about it for now, guys. I'm going to leave you with the rest of these photos, and I'll talk to you soon. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you soon. Bye. Fart.